Wow, 18 followers. Pretty good. One. All right. All right. Hello, everybody. Real quick. Hold on, just gonna see something. Control V. Done. That should. There we go. Got it. Alright, let's see here. Hello, everybody. I'm Huffy. Welcome. So, I've decided I'm gonna do a stream where I react to. Okay, here's the rundown. Essentially, there's a lot of videos where people respond to everything wrong with videos by critiquing them. It's a fun little subversion. Well, I've decided to do my own on stream for Mafia 3 because there's plenty of everything wrong with videos about the game, but I'm not sure how many everything wrong with everything wrong with Mafia 3. You know? Sounds like I had a stroke, you know? Sometimes I sound like a period. True. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so, let's see. First I gotta pull up YouTube. Street Fighter 4 son! Street Fighter 4 son! Yeah. Alright. So, here we are. There's a few videos. There's two, and I think we'll do two. Because this one is the classic one from 9 years ago, Jesus. And this is the one from only 4 years ago, so people might change their mind, you know? Plus, this one's shorter. But before we do that, I want to see something. If anyone else has ever done this. Like, okay, no, so I'm the first one doing this. Granted, obviously, this is not necessarily an original idea. And most of the time people do this, in such a way that, you know, it's a video, but we're not doing that. It's not gonna be it's gonna be only a little bit longer before I do the stream, before I start that up. Just, want you to understand that, you know. I'm just gonna be back to quickly do one more thing before I commit to the stream. So, BRB. I'm back. I'm back. Oh, fuck. Alright, let's do this. Right. Okay. Let's go!
Introducing talismans, which work offhand for mages in place of shields. They're guaranteed increase to...
Shut up, His audio is kind of quiet.
I can understand 2K's desire to not be seen as racist after making a game that drops the M-bomb liberally, but come on, you made a game set in the American South during 1968. I think even the most racially sensitive person would understand the need for historical accuracy. Even I don't believe what I just said. New Bordeaux is essentially...
Then why'd you say it? Plus, this goes for things aside from just simply dropping the N-word. Anyway.
I'm still trying to figure out why they needed a fake New Orleans. Watch Dogs already proved that you can set your open world game in a real city and still butcher the geography and street layout to suit your own needs.
To be fair, it's just kind of tradition at this point. Plus, considering some things that do get revealed in the game, such as saying that there's a secret cult of white supremacists called the Ensanglate that quote unquote run the city. It's probably not a good thing to have that around.
His mother abandoned him in 1947.
A documentary is a great way to introduce and build up a character before he's even introduced, but by the end of the game you'll be wishing they'd use it only for the intro and ending, because cutting back to this documentary on Lincoln gets disorienting.
I'd say it's a lot less disorienting if you're listening to the story and not just skipping it. Plus each time that they have different ones, it's pretty well sectioned off. Though I do understand the desire to have it only at the beginning and end, or at least at certain points that are important.
It's a damn shame what happened. It breaks my heart.
God damn it, game. You start out so promising with well-written and acted characters like this, which makes it that much more of a pity that I hate this game so much for its by-the-numbers gameplay. It's been
Excuse me, what the hell is by-the-numbers gameplay? That really means nothing.
Scientifically proven that smoking a cigarette while retelling a sad story will result in 20% more fills. 35% of the smoker is a kindly black priest. This game starts with a documentary being filmed in 2002, then goes back to when Lincoln was involved in a plan to rob the Federal Reserve for the Mafia. Then in the middle of that robbery, the story cuts back again to a week before when he arrived home in New Bordeaux. Then spends the next hour jumping between all three time periods. Then jumps back to the 2002 documentary and a 1971 Senate investigation from time to time for the rest of the game. Look, I like non-linear narratives as much as the next Pulp Fiction fan, but this is getting out of hand.
Still say
I don't think you actually do, because none of that what you described is actually confusing in the story. It's kind of like people making a big fuss about the lore of a game like Kingdom Hearts, even though if you actually paid attention to the story and weren't trying to, and actually played the games and not just let some guy on YouTube explain it actually makes a lot of sense.
This is the craziest goddamn thing I ever heard. Using real money to rob the feds.
It is actually, and should make you question why the mob is risking their own money in a scheme to rob a major bank. Great job leaving your...
Well, one, the point is that you're using chump change, quote unquote, to make even more money. But more importantly, we know by the end of the story that the reason why Marcano wanted them to rob the reserve wasn't for the money, he did it for the plates. The money was just a way to get people like Vito Scaletta and Sammy Robinson and Thomas Burke on board.
Fingerprints all over the gas can. I'm sure the police won't bother to check for that when they come looking for the security guards you left tied up.
it's the craziest
Fair. Yeah, you're probably right.
thing you saw over there.
And this woman walks up. She got a baby in one hand and a leash to a pig in the other. And the MP stops her and tells her, you can only bring one thing on board. So she tosses the baby into the water.
I'm pretty sure your MP would have told the woman that she can only bring her baby on board instead of giving her the option of choosing between her baby and her pig. Vanguard.
I'm pretty sure. To be fair, most people wouldn't even. To be fair, people say shit that's simplified because they don't expect the other thing to happen. Like saying, "Oh well, I'm gonna throw the baby in the water and take the pig with me." It's like something that sounds like a figure of speech, rhetorical. Like not something actually people would do.
lets Lincoln and Georgie through the gate after checking their fake IDs. The fact that Lincoln is black and the guard he took a uniform from was white is apparently a non-issue.
Alright, go.
The game at no point said that these are fake IDs. IDs that are fake, meaning that they have been made not officially, meaning that these fake IDs can have whatever the hell they want on them, including Lincoln's picture. Those aren't official IDs, because if they were, the guard would immediately look at not just Lincoln but also his friend there, who doesn't look like the actual guy.
Go for it, Godzilla.
In a game where characters drop the N-word regularly, it's odd that I find this comment the most racist.
It usually always is, because of the fact that also this isn't a sin against you. This is just commentary. Because people go numb to shit like basic slurs like the N-word or the F slur, but they get a lot less. But they aren't expecting shit like porch monkey or something like that.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, that's a lot of money inside the vault, but there was just as much money outside the vault. Lincoln should be wondering why they're risking setting off alarms opening the vault when they could just be stealing the money outside it. In fact,
the reason why they're doing that is because the actual robbery's plan is that they take a boat that goes under the vault, and then they blow a hole through it, and then they throw it out. Though granted, the way that it looks is that they could have definitely put the bomb right underneath that area rather than right underneath the middle space rather than the inside of the vault. In fact, it would have made it a lot easier. But once again, we all know that the real reason they did it because they want to get to the plates, which are inside of a second vault inside of the vault.
the money that Lincoln starts to collect before the alarm goes off was stored outside the vault, and he was bringing that money back into the vault since that's where their friends are going to drill the hole through the floor.
You just come from Vietnam?
This makes 2 Mafia games in a row now where the main character is returning from fighting in a war, showing some real creativity there, guys. There's
To be fair, if you're gonna set a game in America during big periods, usually those periods have a lot to do with war. You know, kind of like if they set a Mafia game that was set squarely within the 50s, then the character would probably be have fought in the Korean War or something thereabout. Or if the game was set in modern day, the character might have been, yeah. Plus, usually it's a good shorthand way of basically saying, this is why this character is so good at shooting their gun. So good, they're able to take down thousands of men. Hundreds of men. Yeah. Over 1,000 men. Especially in this game, since Lincoln Clay does way beyond the scope of what any other Mafia protagonist does.
evil, and then there's public littering evil.
I ain't said more than 3 words and he's yelling about the feds. We ain't selling no dope to no children.
That is not Sammy's accent. Your dad
I got an idea to make this go faster. Hold on. Yeah!
is Dominican.
We would be in this mess if you were listening to me.
To be fair, that is true. His father really doesn't sound like that, but sometimes my guess is that the writers were trying to do kind of an Uncle Ruckus impression.
What mess?
Not something you need to worry about, Dinka.
Ah, the old classic main character overhears people arguing but can't get straight answers out of anyone until it's too late cliche. Excellent choice. Everyone has apparently already heard that Lincoln's back in town just half a day after he got back. The Haitian mob even tries to kill him in the diner. Though I'm not sure why they have a problem with him. Sure, they don't like Sammy, but their feud started while Lincoln was in Vietnam.
Gotta jump out of Haitian.
Go after Link. If you go after Lincoln, that kind of sends a message, you know?
Time you left with. Tell me what's really going on.
Yes. I suppose it is.
It's always time after people try to kill you, never before.
Once we eliminate whoever's running.
To be fair, he thought he could just kind of get away with this and not concern Lincoln with it. But this obviously proves that it has to.
Show. The rest of them will go down on their own.
Lincoln has never heard the terms power vacuum or second in command before. How lucky was Lincoln that Baca was out of bullets?
You know what? You're right, considering the fact that the whole point of the game is that he decides to go after... he decides to go after Sal Marcano's men before he goes after Sal Marcano himself. I know, I'm going to say this ahead of time. I know later on he's like, well, wait, why are you going after the men first and not Sal Marcano when you did it earlier? When obviously the answer is, well, Cassandra's sitting right there and she's the head of the Haitian gang. she is sheer proof that your shit doesn't work. Plus, Samarkand's operation is definitely a lot bigger than the Haitians, and you know damn well that there are powerful people who would take it over. Whereas Haitians' control is parts of the swamp. So it's entirely possible that. So based by that estimate, one is not can say that he didn't feel like they were powerful enough to really warrant that. Plus, he wasn't really looking to destroy the entire organization and take it over like he is with Sal Marcano. He's looking more to just get them off their ass, and decides that maybe if I just kill their leader, they'll fuck off. Which, admittedly, by the time 6 months later, they're still hurting heavily from what Lincoln Clay did. So even if there's some issues with the plan, it did end up working.
Just casually walked right up to him like he knew that was going to happen. Cassandra really summoned up those fake tears quickly. She's pretending that she was Baka's sex slave so that Lincoln let her go. She started the sex seconds after Lincoln killed Baka, before she even knew Baka was dead, actually.
Fucking Haitians.
That's right.
And we know that Cassandra is somehow magic or some shit, so she probably had a feeling that Lincoln was going to die. I mean, that Lincoln was going to kill Baka.
Racist.
Let those fucking gook shit themselves when I saw you coming.
White guy, check. Vietnamese racial slur, check. He meets the criteria, so that's racist.
This Vito Scaletta.
I mean, okay. Yeah, it's racist. Okay.
Vito was the main character in the previous game. Got to pander to those Mafia 2 fans somehow.
Twice a year, the feds take old.
Yeah. To be fair, it's a lot better than what they did in Mafia 2, where they basically said, "Hey, you know that random, mafioso who killed Tommy Angelo, main character of the first game, in that dramatic scene we saw? Yeah, that was Vito Scaletta and Joe Barbaro who did that. Like, that has literally no effect on anything about their story, and also literally comes out of fucking nowhere. Where at least this kind of answers at least a question about what the hell happened to Vito.
Money out of circulation and destroy it. Over the course of the next few days, that money's going to be delivered here to the reserve in town.
And you're gonna hit one of those shipments?
No, sir. We are going to use that occasion to gain access to their vault.
There are so many red flags with this plan that I'm surprised Lincoln never saw the double cross coming. Robbing a Federal Reserve is not easy to do or get away with. Robbing a shipment of money scheduled for destruction on the way to the bank would be a much smarter plan.
You got so long. Piece of shit, you
Yeah, but the only defense there is that Lincoln, as he was told, that Lincoln doesn't want to rock the boat. You know, if Salma kind of says we gotta do this plan, we doing this plan. The only way he'd be able to say, actually, this sounds like a better idea, is if he were higher up in the organization and were, one of the people that Salma actually kind of trusts to make plans. But if he were up that high, he would already be close enough to Salma to know that, oh wait, he's actually doing this because he wants to rob this shit, you know? You know, if you were like at a similar role to, Enzo Conti or such. To Enzo Conti, you know?
If they were just going to drill into the vault, why did Georgie and Lincoln bother dressing up like guards to gain access to the vault? They could have just made the whole wire and entered that way.
Because the minute that they do, there's suddenly going to be... Because suddenly, if they do, there's going to be a whole shit ton of guys flooding in. At least with this, you could... And also, you don't know exactly what the hell is happening up there. Okay, it is kind of dumb.
Normally, you would warn people before you let the dynamite underneath them. Apparently, the police are stationed inside the underground canal system just in case of bank robbery attempts, because they are on this shit quick. Also, this is the only time the police will chase you in boats. For the rest of the game, you can escape them by jumping into the river. Mardi Gras is being held this year in Newport.
That is true. Both of those are true.
Oh, instead of traditional home in New Orleans.
If anybody asks, we say he's drunk.
Yeah, let's not go.
Yeah.
Work with that giant bleeding wound on his leg.
Get to the car. I'll deal with the cops. I'll warn them off you.
Rather than kill some cops to serve as a distraction so Georgie and the others can make it to the car, how about you just head to the car? The cops haven't spotted you and the car's down the alley behind you. I'm just saying that there has to be a better way of doing this than killing cops and creating a much bigger scene. This
Probably.
is supposed to be money that the Federal Reserve is going to destroy. However, the Federal Reserve destroys money that is damaged to a certain degree. And this money looks perfectly fine.
I'm calling the man I know.
That is very, very true. Though, to be fair, I think they said that they were moving this around the country. I don't really know.
Having him bring over 3 hookers.
Boy, ain't no hook.
Actually, then again, thinking about it, the money that they were bringing in was that they brought into the place was money that was getting burned, whereas the money that was in there was money that was likely going to be transported around, and some of that was going to be actually brought out to New Bordeaux to replace the money that they just burned.
We have a 7 foot in this house.
You sure? Because 2 of them are for you.
Doesn't that mean just one hooker for everyone else then? That's going to get awkward. Sammy doesn't realize that Marcano
It is true, but he kind of scrambled with that on the fly. His original plan was obviously that there'd be one hooker for each of the boys.
just gave him a kiss of death, and that was a mock cliche even by 1968. Georgie shoots Lincoln on the left.
Yeah, I do kind of wonder. I wonder if Sammy Robinson was probably just quietly shitting himself.
Side of his head, but the bullet scar will be on Lincoln's right afterward.
Accurate.
Does anything good ever happen to anyone when this song is played?
Where the fuck you think you're
Usually not. Ugh. Ad. Ugh.
niggas.
Looks like it's time for another plot about one man's vengeance against those who robbed him of every person he ever cared about. Ubisoft approves. Hell, what am I saying? Every big publisher uses that plot.
I still don't know what.
Then why the hell are you sending it? Everybody's using the plan because that's a good fucking story. I mean, especially when you want to talk about crime stories, that's like like a textbook story, you know? It's like this guy's fucked over everything we got, you know? Like you can probably look at pretty much any single. You can probably look at every. You can probably look at any crime game or crime movie and probably find a character who's on a path of revenge after some guy got their shit taken away. Having a guy trying to do it after everything, literally everything got taken away, is just an extension of that. It's no different than saying my wife got murdered or my son got murdered or some shit.
Told me there that night. Look, Nine Providence or something else.
Plot? I bet it was a plot.
When I was pulling Lincoln out of the fire, he
Usually.
woke up long enough to tell me to call John Donovan.
So after being shot in the head and being pulled out of the fire, Lincoln was not only coherent enough to tell Father James to call a person in particular, but remembered his phone number.
That is true.
This game reminds me a lot of Suicide Squad. Awesome soundtrack. Boring story that's not as impressive as it believes it is. Father James didn't take Lincoln to the hospital after he shot in the head. You need more than...
It's impressive when you actually step back and look at the characters because this game actually does actually do a decent amount when it comes to characters writing. You know, there's a bunch of characters that are small and really have no reason to be anything beyond a cookie cutout. But actually do come out being pretty good characters otherwise.
Better rest when it comes to that. I know the song is long, but it's been playing for weeks at this point while Lincoln recovered from his coma.
It's about making that bastard
I don't know. I guess he just kept pausing.
feel what it's like to lose everything. Watch as I take it all away from him.
It's also about padding a 10-hour game into a 20-hour one. Revenge is typically a straightforward affair, except in video games where everyone complicates the hell out of it.
But most of the cops in this town are in Sal's pocket. The cops see you fighting Sal's goons. They're coming after you.
If Marcano controls the police to that extent, why were they such an issue during the Federal Reserve robbery? His son was even helping rob the place. Pocket watch from cliche. This pocket watch.
Because there's a huge difference between some beat cops seeing Marcano's guys beat the shit out of someone who owes them money, which is relatively small in comparison to robbing the federal fucking preserve. Plus the Federal Reserve isn't necessarily full of guys who are yeah.
This will never come up again. So what was the point of collecting it? How did Lincoln's hair grow over that bullet scar in the first place?
Glad to see you haven't lost your touch. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's fucking with Hoover's Ferry Brigade.
That's racist. Man, am I gonna get a lot of mileage out of that line of this game.
Patience. Well, I thought
It's less racist and more homophobic.
they fell apart after I put Bucket down. Lucky for us, they're back up.
Yeah, almost like killing the leader didn't automatically scatter the gang. Imagine that.
I want you to help me kill Sal Marcano.
Yeah, but it did cause him to fuck off for a while. Though technically, Sammy died less than a week afterwards, so technically that could be a reason why they didn't immediately go back after him. But on the bright side, at least back then, it led to the case being much more weakened. Now it's kind of a downside.
I see. A few months ago, you was trying to kill me.
He didn't try to kill you. He was completely fooled by your act and let you go. It was Bucket that he came to kill.
That's how
He came to kill her. Lincoln Clay went out to kill the leader of the Haitian gang as a way to stop them from attacking his guys. If it wasn't for that whole shit with Baca, you know, where you had Baca basically play the role of the leader of the Haitian gang, Lincoln probably would have been coming for her. Though then again, we learn later in the game that Lincoln doesn't kill women. It's probable that Lincoln would have been much more of a loss for words trying to find out what the fuck to do.
kill my sister.
This trope is so overplayed in games that I'm numb to it at this point.
This is all I have left.
They should just start selling pocket watches and lockets as vengeance insurance, because all they seem to do is spur someone to take down your killer.
See the bits about down to them fucking coon asses.
Looks like we have a Dave Finnoy sighting, and for some reason he looks like Steve Harvey. I swear, that is a fatter Sam gang.
He does.
MG.
He could want to do.
Oh shit, did I get that from this video? Shit.
Warning you, Sal wouldn't really change anything at this point. He's already on the ground after Lincoln took out his rackets and is expecting someone to come after him. Hold on, time and space need to change before my eyes, so this mission can happen at night. Not jarring at all. This flooded amusement park ride still works. It's also racist as hell, but the electricity still working is what bugs me. You know, it's actually really difficult to hang a person with.
I mean, obviously it's racist as hell. That's actually the lore of this place. There's literally a news bulletin or something. I mean, there's literally two mentions of Baron Saturday's Fun Park being racist, both from the news and from Laveau.
But tying their hands behind their back, since Susei could easily climb into the Ferris wheel compartment instead of choking to death.
They say it's wrong.
Do you know how much like core strength, grip strength, pretty much strength, period, you need to pull yourself up like that? I mean, have you seen Richie do that? Man's a fucking... The man looks like the definition of a po' boy. Seriously. Anyway, he wouldn't be able to do it.
Him up on the old Ferris wheel.
That actually just happened, so how do you already know about it?
Magic.
Looks like I got here just in time, Vito.
Including Vito as a partner in crime feels like it's supposed to endear this game to fans of Mafia 2. I'm guessing the devs didn't playtest this game with fans of Mafia 2.
Oh, I want to hear that again.
Looks like I got here just in time, Vito.
Including Vito as a partner in crime feels like it's supposed to endear this game to fans of Mafia 2. I'm guessing the devs didn't playtest this game with fans of Mafia 2.
To be fair, saying that the game that they didn't playtest with fans of Mafia 2 wasn't really. They probably didn't have time to do much of that period, considering the fact that this game's development was pretty hellish. They especially didn't have the time to get Mafia 2's fans. Plus, also, it's less that they're necessarily pandering to Mafia 2's fans, and more that, well, Mafia 2 left a big whole like, hey, what happened to Vito and Joe Barbaro? Do you think? Question that people were asking a lot, or really wondering at the end of Mafia 2, that this game answered. Again, no different than Mafia 2 basically inserting Vito Scaletta and Joe Barbaro into the death of Tommy Angelo, like fucking OCs. Like, this is my OC, Vito Scaletta. He actually was the one who killed Tommy Angelo. That's probably how a lot of people who love the shit out of. That's probably how people who were big fans of Mafia 1, but were not actually that big of fans of Mafia 2, probably felt.
How's possible? I thought you were dead. Come to think of it, why did the Mafia believe Lincoln was dead after Georgie shot him? His body would have been found along with the others. Anyone watching the news would know exactly who died and whose body was never found.
Why did you know about the casino?
That is kind of true. But to be fair, you also gotta remember that they're black in 1968. They probably didn't get much news coverage at all.
So we're gonna play Leo on the commission.
What casino?
You see that construction across the lake?
Abraham Lincoln united a nation.
Ew, AI bullshit. Fuck that.
That was deeply divided. He gave his life.
He's building a casino over there. He wants to go legit. Turn the city into Las Vegas.
Gambling's illegal.
Yeah, no shit, it's illegal. Which is why he's paying a bunch of money to get the laws changed.
Wouldn't Marcano need to get the laws changed first before building a casino? I mean, that's both a huge financial risk if the new law fails to pass, and a big penalty paying off politicians.
What point did you become aware that
Accurate.
Sal Marcano wanted to build a casino north of the city?
Probably when they started building it. It's nearly finished at this point. You can't build a casino in a major city and not have people catch on.
You'll run it with me.
Yeah.
And here, after a few years, after I know everything's settled down, you'll take over. Find yourself a nice woman. Give me some fucking grandkids.
If the whole reason Marcano is building a casino so he can go legit and protect his son from a life of crime, why did he have Georgie steal money plates from the Federal Reserve? The only reason you steal money plates is for counterfeiting, which would indicate that he still intends to do illegal business.
Lincoln Clays.
That is true. I actually don't understand why they did that. Though then again, we're going to be playing Southdowns when we get back to playing the game, which will be after this video, which we're halfway done with. So we'll find out once we do.
Still alive.
Does no one pay attention to the news in New Bordeaux?
Lincoln Clay. He's just crazy on the cross.
Well, to be fair, nobody. Well, what the hell does news have to do with it? Nobody, barely anybody, especially not the news, knows that there is specifically one guy, and only one guy, doing all these murders. Let alone that's Lincoln Clay. I mean, a commentary. We literally have a lot of characters who believe that it's a group of black men. I almost said the N-word because this game says a lot of it. It says it a lot. My apology. Who are going around killing white people that they don't know are actually mafia. So yes, yeah. My question is, how the hell did they actually figure it out? Did they just? Well, actually, it's probably a good answer, considering considering to have that cutscene, you have to do Mark Greco's thing, which involves your character likely driving past Marcano's guys. At least one of them might have at least been like, "Hey, hold on, isn't that Lincoln Clay in the car with Vito Scaletta?" Actually, that's kind of a reach even then. I don't know how the hell they would have figured it out. But whatever.
Now, it's in everything. How do we get?
Apparently not. From what I can see of that car, I think it's too late to fix it. It looks like he pulled it from a street riot where it was set on fire. Here's a man who likes his explosive red barrel so much he wheels him.
Probably is. In fact, actually, when we see that car from another angle, we can literally see that there's nothing but bombs and alcohol in it. So I have no idea what the fuck he's doing in it.
Now before he comes under attack.
Should've taken a bullet or two.
That's 2 for 2 when it comes to people running out of bullets when Lincoln casually strolls up to them. Is he counting their shots? Why the hell does Lincoln have to meet his new lieutenant
Yeah, you're probably right.
in a rundown plantation mansion in the middle of the bayou? Couldn't they have used any of the mini buildings they now own?
These two used to work for Marcana.
Well, the problem is actually quite simple. All the lands that they own are divided up, are strictly divided up between these three. Lincoln doesn't have a strong loyalty from these guys, especially not yet since they just met like less than a week ago, and these guys just met each other. It would be unlike Marcano, who has a large enough system that has enough people part of it, such that if they were to try and bring I don't know, Tommy Marcano over to the French war that is owned by Lou Marcano, and Lou Marcano's guys try to kill Tommy for some reason, they're gonna go slam on Lou, obviously. But also the fact that technically they're part of the Marcano crime family, not part of their own individual crime families. Unlike Lincoln, who's basically just saying, "Hey, you leaders of 3 different crime outfits, you work for me now." Which, by the way, I'm surprised that even fucking works. So yeah, there's really no way for one of them to necessarily be like, we have enough power. I could just kill the rest of the other 2 when they come here. While they're on their way here. Having them come out to the bayou is a good way for neutral middle ground, right?
And this one? Do you know how many of my men this Canard killed because Marcana told him to?
True, they did, but so did Lincoln. And Lincoln killed a lot of your men as well, and you trust him completely.
You know the military failed your
I'm realizing how many of the things in this game I actually did completely take from this video.
talking about all manner of tactics and schemes. Plus, I don't take their shit. Say we go out to his house and shoot him. Shouldn't take more than an hour or so.
Burke has a perfectly fine idea for dealing with Marcano, and of course Lincoln shuts it down because revenge always needs to be Shakespearean.
What do you think will happen after?
Motherfucker, that's literally what you complained about earlier when you said Lincoln's obviously you never heard of powder vacuum. Now that somebody's literally saying, "Hey, why don't we just fucking?" But now that the game says no, we can't just do that because power vacuum. Hey, actually, the game needs to be Shakespearean. That's one reason why these videos kind of died off. People were too busy kind of busy being needlessly critical in ways that don't even reflect the quality of the game, like being fucking hypocrites. That it kind of made people annoyed people about that it wasn't that endearing anymore,
Everybody else just gonna lay down and die, you stupid ass
Cassandra's
motherfucker.
right. Just killing Marcano doesn't get us anywhere. Want his brothers to take over and we're right back where we started.
Your goal is to kill Marcano for killing Sammy and Ellis. Why would you care if someone else takes over after he's gone? Also, what happened?
He literally says earlier in the game, he wants me to take over the hollow. Fuck it, I'll take over this whole city. I want him to feel exactly what it feels to lose everything. Anyway.
Do you believe the rest of the game would scatter if you killed the person in charge?
First, we go after.
There's literally as I said, they said the Marcano organization is way bigger than the Haitian gang, even at the height of its power, before you destroyed the shit. And 2, the fact that Cassandra's right there basically proves a point.
His lieutenants. Then, once they're killed, we seize their territory and move on to the capos.
At this point, the game bogs down into a repetitive 10-hour slog of you doing the same throwaway missions over and over again, so you can unlock the actual story missions where you take down Marcano's lieutenants and capos. It's about as fun as it sounds.
Give you the plates too.
It's actually a lot more fun, especially as the old adage goes, let's see. Little Caesars is good when people aren't telling you it sucks dick in your ear. Especially considering the fact that it's a lot more than repetitive missions, as you just said. Since sure, there are missions like kill the enforcer, interrogate this guy, but also those missions are really short, and also technically they're not and besides, anyway, they're in a place that's completely different. The place, it feels different. The layout is different. Also, they're usually really short objectives rather than full-length missions. Unlike the previous 2 Mafia games, which obviously people don't bring up the fact that a lot of those missions do kind of just boil down to go here, drive here in a time limit, kill these guys in this small area, rinse and repeat. Or the occasional heavily scripted sneaking segment. I basically and guess what? I basically just described every single mission in Mafia 2, except unlike this game where
like it's structured in such a way that and everywhere kind of feels different because of the like you get a completely different experience from doing a mission in say the French War than you would in Frisco Fields. Unlike there in Mafia 2, everywhere where feels and looks the exact fucking same place. Feels and looks like the exact same place, just with a different coat of paint. Also, that's not to mention all the actual original missions in between, such as robbing a fucking cop bar, filled with cops, which is a very early mission, or destroy a bunch of, or shoot up a bunch of protected businesses, and they're all in a row of each other. So you're basically going from one to another to another to another, setting off car bombs. Oh, speaking of car bombs, go to a little warehouse that has a bunch of souped up cars in them and blow them up, which you're able to do because of the fact that they have high explosives right next to them conveniently. This game is really good when you're not just saying this game fucking sucks and repetitive again and again and again and again.
Please, thought you know about a robbery.
Seriously, I've played Mafia 2 a grand total of 1.5 times. Yeah, seriously. I've played this game like 10 times, at least.
Marcano wanted plates from the Federal Reserve. Marcano had us rob the reserve so he could get his hand on a set of money plates. Georgie must have grabbed him during the robbery.
If all Marcano wanted from the Federal Reserve was the money plates, why did he have the black mob killed afterward? The bank job paid off what they owed him, and Georgie stole the plates while Lincoln's back was turned, so they had no idea about it. Marcano could have just left them alone and gone on with his business and nothing would have changed.
There's something that you need to hear.
And here's how I know that all your shit where you said that, hey, this game has a bad story and such. Really, hey, sure, it's all bullshit, because the game literally explains why. Sal Marcano, who normally is acting very logical and surefire and safe when it comes to his business is acting a lot more sporadically and unsafe because of this whole thing. A good example. He's basically tying up loose ends. Kind of like how he decides that with this whole thing, he wants to make sure that Vito's dead, But you would know that if it wasn't for the fact that you were too busy just repeating, I hate this game, I hate this game, I hate this game. Also, considering how little things you've said up to this point about the actual gameplay and actual missions therein, I'm half believing that you're just bouncing between cutscene to cutscene to cutscene on YouTube.
You need to hear this cliche, and in this case it's a wiretap in Spanish, meaning Lincoln doesn't understand it, so Donovan has to translate, meaning he didn't need to hear it.
Basically, you scared the shit out of Alvarez. He's ready to hightail it back to Cuba.
True.
His dear Uncle Zaraga to come rescue him.
And what does Zaraga say?
Donovan doesn't finish telling Lincoln about the conversation between Zaraga and Alvarez, forcing Lincoln to ask where he needs to go to save Alvarez.
Listen, this ain't rocket science. That fucking nigga got to Alvarez. It means he knows about the plate. He's gonna come after him, you understand? Get your ass down to that motherfucking gym and protect them.
Or move the plate somewhere safe that Lincoln doesn't know about.
Tommy knew Lincoln was coming for the plates, but he felt he had to keep up appearances. The second he started canceling flights and shutting the place down was the second people started thinking he was out of his league.
That doesn't stop him from moving the plate somewhere else. Lincoln has to know that they know that he's coming, and they know
Well, considering that it's not just plates, but it's also those big ass printing plate machines, you'd really need to do a lot more work than just simply move a bunch of plates.
Looks like posing as a boxer should get him discovered as soon as he steps out of the locker room.
You must think I'm some kind of goddamn moron coming in here like you did.
I'm honestly surprised that for once the villains realized what the protagonist was up to. -1 sin, but then instead of shooting Lincoln dead, they
Okay, good.
decide to pour gas all over him and set him on fire inside their own gym. Despite looking right at Lincoln, these guys don't notice him sawing
To be fair, they're all being dramatically Shakespearean, as you'd say. But that's because they're all a bunch of crazy mafiosos who are all really into dramatic shit and making people suffer and feel pain. They're all psychopaths. Well, psychopaths doesn't mean, yeah. They're all violent because they're all violent criminals who want to feel as much pain as possible, and they want to do this shit ironically. I mean, to be fair, they've killed each of them probably killed almost 100 people, probably, at least. And I'm only counting people they directly killed or have ordered the death of. You probably want to mix things up, especially in this life where a kill can mean a lot more than just die. It could mean something, Watching Lincoln Clay die is basically a big demoralizing thing. Picture hustle. Bro, I ain't here for the fucking views. Now get the fuck out of here, you goddamn bot. Get the fuck out of here. I'm bored of this guy. Fucking spam. Scammer. Send me to... Yes, block this user. Oh, yay. Oh, shit. You probably didn't see it because I don't have a chat overlay. Yeah, some guy in the chat was like, "Hey, man, you wanna make big shit? Well, come to this Discord, dude, and we can get you a lot of followers or some shit." Like, what the fuck, dude?
Rope and half behind his back. You are covered in gas. Striking that light would likely set you on fire as well. Doing this would also likely kill you. Since one spark is all it would take to ignite the gas soaking you. In fact, I'm not sure how Lincoln got out of this burning building while being covered in gas without igniting. That is some dumb cutscene oversight. These two guys doing it in the bathhouse are both still in their boxers. I'm not saying it's impossible to have sex while wearing underwear, but it wouldn't take that much effort on either of their parts to remove their underwear. Plus they're in the bath. That's gonna get wet and clingy. Judging from my own experience, mayonnaise is not something you bring to an orgy, unless you're gonna be handing out turkey sandwiches. I guess there are a lot of never nudes in New Bordeaux.
To be fair.
Since they never take out their underwear, anyone having sex and getting blowjobs. Mafia 3's boob and brain technology is 5 years behind Metro last night. The whole plan for dealing with Tony, Marcano's bookkeeper, was to hit him when he left his penthouse suite to deal with one of his lieutenants. Instead, Donovan waited until Tony already dealt with the guy and returned home, meaning Lincoln has to choose away inside the hotel anyway, which is something he could have done to begin with instead of destroying all Tony's rackets to draw him out. Lincoln survives a rocket exploding right behind him. All the important information is in the middle of the book cliche.
To be fair, getting in there allows him to basically get at his shit, you know?
Last couple pages are pretty interesting.
Actually, it's all
Plus, it's probable that by the time that they heard of this, it was already too late. I mean, there's no way that they could have... I mean, if we were to assume that John Donovan put this little bug somehow inside of this store, somehow, it would have been like about 2 minutes that he was here, so there's no way John Donovan could have hopped in his car, or even if we assume he was in his car already, called Lincoln over to a place and been like, "Hey, Lincoln, you should come here. Do this and that, the other." Or maybe he could have. I don't know. Point being, it's probably too late.
Middle of the ledger.
Based on what Greco told me in Scaletta, Marcano's laying out a bunch of money to get gambling legalized. If that's what you're after, who better to have in your pocket?
Then a judge on the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals.
No, I think the governor or at least a couple legislators would be better than a judge. A judge would have no say in changing the state law to allow gambling.
Judges like that don't come cheap.
Actually, to be fair, I'm not going to send you for the fact that... Actually, I'm not sending you at all because I don't have a sin counter. Lol. Anyway. Actually, that's actually a very good reason why they're trying to get a court and not a legislature. You see, the Supreme Court judges the constitutionality of laws and of laws written and the enforcement of it. What they're doing isn't necessarily going to the legislature, which is a much larger body, which can be affected by a much larger amount of people, which require way more effort to corrupt than just a judge, than just one court. One court, which has a smaller number of people. All they need to do is, they're not going to the legislature to basically say, actually, that whole decision we made before, yeah, nah, fuck that shit. No, what they're basically doing is taking it to the Court of Appeals, where essentially the Supreme Court will be like, hey, banning gambling is unconstitutional because there's nowhere in the Constitution that said that gambling is illegal. I'm not a politician and I'm not a lawyer, so I don't necessarily know the exact shit, but that's basically the whole ordeal.
With Holden out of the picture, Sal had to find someone else to legalize gambling. And that person was State Senator Walter Jacobs.
Why didn't he bribe the state senator first? A judge is not who you turn to rewrite state law. They can only stop the current law that's been passed if they deem it unconstitutional. The state bans on gambling are not deemed to be unconstitutional.
You want to hear Marcano tear Uncle Lou a new one?
Donovan has bugs in Marcano's office. How do they manage that? And why doesn't this use a greater effect? Lincoln blows up the cold number while Lou's riverboat is still a good distance from it, but it still manages to fall on it all the same. Lincoln survives
To be fair, that's the one where he tears Lou a new one isn't even in his office. It's literally in the middle of that fucking building. Of that casino they're building. It's pretty. Which I guess it kind of makes sense that he would I guess somehow on his own sneak his ass into that building and then bug it. You know, there's a lot of things that we don't see John Donovan doing that I'm guessing he does while we're not looking, because we know that John Donovan is at least is competent enough of an agent that, you know, he's able to fight alongside it in the sign at the top, in the Stones Unturned DLC.
Hello, I got places to be.
I'm starting to believe this game was just an excuse to play the top 100 rock songs of the 60s.
Marcano's a felon, so he's gotta have a partner, someone who's legit.
If he does, that person's very deep. I went through the paperwork. It's a goddamn maze.
Which means we need to get Enzo to tell us who it is.
But you already know who all of Marcano's partners are. You had a detailed list of targets pinned onto a wall. Not to mention, you had Marcano's office bugged. You shouldn't have to get Duvall's name from anyone at this point.
Just because they have it bugged doesn't mean that they know every single thing that's on there, especially when it comes to the phones. I mean, think about it. Every single thing that we've heard them do over the phone have been spur of the moment things, not just like, "Hello, Remy," blah 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 blah. I don't know. Plus, technically, again, it's not in his office. It's at the casino. It's likely that Remy Duvall was called to the. Anytime he'd need to speak to Sal Marcano, he'd be brought over by someone from the country club, which is already full of a lot of rich white assholes, who could also be likely shoo-ins for the legal owner of the land. And then he speaks to them in private. Also, that board only has the known associates, you know? It doesn't necessarily have every single little guy. Especially ones that they've obviously done a lot of effort to try and hide.
That is a dick move that I'm pretty sure one Vietnam vet would not do to another Vietnam vet, especially when he knows the other guy's packing a gun.
Tell me who's behind the construction of Marcano's casino, and I'll do that.
Yeah. That is true. That is probably true. Though, to be fair, these are not the same as just normal guys who just served in Vietnam. This is Lincoln Clay, the Special Forces guy who's done a shit ton of Black Ops operations, Black Ops, and John Donovan, CIA agent, who's also done Black Ops operations. That's funny.
I can't keep that wop asshole from killing you.
Meet me at the quarry.
Meet me at the place where we'll be isolated and exposed for an ambush.
I know you. You're Lincoln.
To be fair, it's also a place where it's also a place that's large, open, and there wouldn't be a lot of Sal's guys at. So so I'm assuming he kind of just assumes that, yeah.
Clay, right? Yeah. Lived with Sammy Robinson? Went off to Nam?
That's right.
Christ, son, if I'd have known that, we could have saved ourselves a whole lot of trouble.
You still destroyed all of your mob rackets. You should probably still be pissed at him despite knowing his surrogate father.
You know,
Well, to be fair, I mean, yeah, no, sure, he probably does kind of feel that. But he also kind of realizes in his head, shit, he's doing this to get back to Sal Marcano. Well, fuck, I already know that I'm on the way out because of the fact that Sal Marcano's trying to fuck us in the process. So, fuck it. You know what? Let's get out of here. This sucks. I'm done here. Which is literally the whole point, you know? That's actually what he says in this cutscene and also in the cutscene that introduces Parkland Mills.
Hey, Duval?
Sure, he's the big shot on the radio.
But out here, there's no casino. He owns the land, runs a construction company, you name it.
And Marcano doesn't own any of the land.
Nah, it all belongs to Duval.
Marcano's casino seems like it was tailor-made to fail at this point. He was building it on land he didn't own, building it before the state laws were changed to allow gambling, and was financing it with counterfeit money.
Jimmy Duval?
That is true. But I do think that the only defense of that is that, again, this is something that Sal Marcano is doing that's illogical because he's not acting logical and smart at this point. He's acting out of emotions, you know?
Gas on the radio? According to this, he heads up the Southern Union in his spare time.
The Southern Union's basically the fucking Klan.
Which just makes you wonder why they didn't call it the Klan, since the game admits that they're just standing with a different name to avoid actually using the real KKK.
Listen to this.
I guess I don't know, man. I don't fucking know.
Yes.
Look what he's doing to us.
If it's possible to sneak in and bug the place, it would be a lot simpler to kill Duval there rather than piss him off and have to hold a cross.
Never mind, fuck it.
Running rally and kill him there.
He sent a message to those niggas and the guineas.
I'm not gonna lie, one of my main reasons for playing this game is so I can hear Nolan North drop in-bombs. Well, it's official. Nolan North is now Jesus. Somehow in my heart, I think I always knew.
Stephen is coming to town for the funeral. I could arrange a meeting. Offer him a percentage of the casino's profits if he signs over the land.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could work. Now, once he signs, we take care of him.
That's actually not a bad plan for getting him to sign Duvall's will and turn the casino property over to you. So instead of doing that, they torture him before he executes the will instead of making a deal and killing him. For a family that ran a KKK like
That is actually genuinely true. They really could have just said, "Hey, buddy pal, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know that land that, your old Uncle Remy that you're here to mourn. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks. He owns a lot of land, but we were working with him on a thing. Can you sign a business thing with us? I'm guessing that the reason why they did that is because of what we didn't see. Maybe Remy Duval said. Duval called up his nephew or sent him a message saying that, hey, when he did that, when he rewrote the draft such that this nephew owns it. Basically say, hey, buddy, old pal, old boy. I know we don't talk much. It's like, hello, dear listener. I'm my dear nephew. I know we don't speak much, but I'm writing you into my will. If I die, you own this land. Now, this guy named Sal Marcano is probably gonna ask you for it, but what I need you to do is to not give it to him immediately, because otherwise he's going to immediately kill you. So maybe he said no. Well, obviously that didn't end up working in the end. Still, that's the only reason I could come up with.
group. They certainly employ a lot of black people in their country club. All right, I'll take a sin off for Lola has me dosing a funeral.
Yeah, because what you gotta understand is that white supremacy isn't because what you gotta understand, white supremacy isn't about like black extermination. It's about black subjugation. Bringing back, quote unquote, as they would say, the good old days of slavery. Like that's what they're all about. Compare that conversely to how that not Native Americans. Fuck. White supremacy groups act about groups such as homosexuals, Jews, Native Americans. They want them gone and dead. Why? Because they're not slaves to them. They're degenerates that they want dead that are getting in their way. Mexicans can end up on either side depending on the time of day.
Race with LSD and seeing everyone lose their mind. That is something I've never done before in a game.
Thought you were gonna kill me.
This is a really good scene. I can't wait to show it to chat, but not today.
Worth the trouble.
Are you kidding? This is 2016. Even though this game is set in 1968 and Lincoln has shown a lot of creativity and little mercy when it comes to killing people, no way is he going to do something so violent against a woman, even if killing Marcano's lieutenant is his whole plan.
I ain't asking you a second time, boy.
That would mean this is the first time you've asked the government to sign over the casino property, so you beat him half to death without giving him a reason why before putting a pin in his hand and telling him to sign it. So presumably one of Marcano's men killed Olivia in her hospital bed after the funeral. Seems like a dumb thing to do, since she didn't betray him and she was his last lieutenant. However, it does mean Lincoln gets
Yeah, whatever. I'm thinking about what he said, but whatever.
his hand conveniently clean in regards to violence against women.
Your little rampage is going to attract attention. Attention from people I don't care to associate with. With any luck, this will keep them off my ass.
He's already robbed the Federal Reserve, murdered a judge and state senator, and killed numerous mobsters. Killing one more mob boss at this point isn't going to move the needle much.
Myself. Yeah.
To be fair, up until now, to be fair, he should have. This whole thing would have already spooked the authorities really bad. Especially that whole thing with the death of Remy Duval and also that entire thing with Lou Marcano, but he kind of sort of needed to stay around for the whole thing. But now that he doesn't have a need to do it because they basically finished the whole op, get the fuck out of town. Run.
Yeah, just like you want.
Seriously, why did you have Olivia killed? She was on your side and doing your bidding.
You call up whatever men we still have left.
This shows that you obviously did not fucking pay attention. Obviously did not pay attention at all, or at the very least you did not read read her bio, which basically says that, hey, Olivia Marcano was married to Lucho, Sal's brother, who owned Frisco Fields. He died mysteriously, and then she took over. Basically found out that she had orchestrated that, basically. But Sal kept her around because she can, because she basically appeals to all the rich white folk, not witch white folk, in Frisco Fields, way more than Kingpin and a pimp, Italian mobster could. Like how Lucho was described. Lucho, Lou, or Sal have been described. But now that Remy's dead and this whole plan is going tits up 5 ways from Sunday, there's really no reason to keep her around. Now you can finally get revenge on her. It's actually the same. It's actually a very similar reason why he didn't kill Vito Scaletta, even though he fucking wants to. He's still useful and also still earning. The only reason why he changed his mind about that was because which I'm only saying now because, which I'm surprised you didn't talk about. I guess you actually did pay attention to that part. The reason why he didn't want to kill him because, as Michael Greco said, he was afraid that that Vito, who he believed to be a commission stooge, would basically yap to the commission about the casino. Which to be fair, the game should have actually come up with.
Up there at the casino, and when Lincoln Clay shows up, we'll do everything we can to plant that goddamn nigga in the ground right next to us.
You should have tried to do something about Lincoln when you first learned that he was alive. All you ever did was hire a hitman to try and kill him in a drive-by, which failed miserably. Marcano just gives up and lets Lincoln kill him.
Yeah, probably fair.
This seems to happen a lot recently, especially when you encounter the villain in his office standing in front of a giant window. Choose your ending. Can you gang as you leave?
To be fair, what the fuck is Sal Marcano supposed to do? This is the exact reason why his idea was such a good idea. Why Lincoln's idea was such a good idea. Sal Marcano just lost control of New Bordeaux. Every single district is in the hands of one of 3 mob bosses who themselves are underneath Lincoln Clay, who is trying to kill you. Your son is dead. Most of your men are dead. The men who you just killed to get there to kill Georgie and then to kill Sal Marcano were the only men who are still alive and willing to answer the call. Able and willing to answer the call to show up here and defend Sal Marcano. So in other words, you have no man, you have no land, you have no men, you have no land, you have massive amounts of debt that you gotta owe to the commission now because you were planning on paying. You have a lot of money that you owe to the commission now, way more than normal. Especially including this whole legal case that you want to fight, and so on and so forth. Your entire thing is dead, and also you're an old man. You're an old man whose entire family is dead, which was the whole reason you even did this, because you wanted to prevent your son from basically living your life. Kill your old man to get where you are and watch your whole family die. He's failed at that, so now he feels like he's failed as a person, and he has no reason to live. Hell, if you choose not to kill him, he kills himself, literally. Anyway, though.
Town and not be a total asshole. Ending B has you run your own criminal empire and you're an asshole. Ending C has you kill your friends and you're a giant asshole.
After Sal Marcano died, I went through his files. Imagine my surprise.
When
I saw your name over and over and over and over again. The mob wanted Jack Kennedy dead.
To be fair, I feel like that the ending really should have just been Lincoln Clay decides to leave town. But then again, I think they did that because a large number of people would have been like, no, I actually want to rule this place. But hey, whatever.
More than willing to help.
Man, that sure was dumb of you to hold a Senate hearing to the death of a monster you worked with help kill JFK. And yes, this twist about Dominic motivation comes out of left field.
Gentlemen?
Yeah, I don't think you can shoot a U.S. Senator inside the Capitol building and just walk out.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea how the fuck he did that. Anyway, that was everything about Mafia 3 by Dotigan. Well, obviously, I did get very critical of what he said. It was partially because of the fact that I'm very defensive about this game, but I am wanting to hear about this video. I have never seen this video.
Seems like incapacitating that guard was a bit too easy.
Too easy. I mean, yeah, it's the tutorial.
Not only does this asshole not notice that the other guard is gone, but he doesn't notice Lincoln running up. I know we usually don't see glitches, but come on, this is a standard takedown. In the cutscene, Georgie was cool as a cucumber, but now he's...
I'm gonna turn this down because this guy talks way too fast for this. Plus, we're basic, man.
Cool as a cucumber that's been stewed, i.e. not cool at all.
Warm meal, warm heart. Oh, sure.
The award for most awkward robotic gumbo serving session...
Did I have it on the normal playback speed?
Goes to Mafia 3. Also, I'm serving the poor instead of wrecking baddies. That may be good in real life, but this seems to contradict Mafia's MO. The asshole...
To be fair, the first Mafia game started with you literally driving people around as a taxi cabbie, and the second Mafia game involved you basically being some basic ass guy. You know what? I'm not gonna do the second video because I don't know. he doesn't have the same vibe, and also basically repeating the same shit. Plus, it's been out into a stream, and plus we're 1 hour into a Mafia stream, and into the Mafia 3 stream, and we haven't even started the game. And we have a lot to do this time. We have 1, finish off the Signs of the Time DLC. 2, actually, depending on how long, we might not do South Downs. Which, in that case, sorry! So, let me just quickly upload something. Let's see. Mafia downtown. Publish. And while we're here, download. Alright, put that away and get onto the stream. What's this? Far, far west. Huh. I'm adding this one to my wish list. Neat. I'll check it out later, I think. Or at least I'll try. Looks like a cute game. Far, far west. I'll have to look into it. I'm a sucker for cowboy shit. In fact, I was actually debating whether or not I do a stream where I play Mafia 3 and where I do a Mafia 3 everything wrong with video, and then I play Mafia 3. Or do I play, or do I play RDR2 but react to a cowboy thing? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I don't know. Obviously, you know how that turned out. Okay. Hey, I actually think I need to be right back. I'm gonna take my meds, go to the bathroom, not in that order. And I'll be back to play this game,
I'm back. I'm back. Oh. Wait. That's... Wait, no, I didn't do that. Okay, I'm here. Alright! Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, let's see. How are we going in there? Oh, Jesus. How about we go and, wait, did I unmute the game yet? Hold on. How about we go get some weed? Hopefully that time that we spend grabbing weed won't be a bad thing. Surely.
That's a big help.
That's a coiled orbit? Probably says cold orbit. I know, it should, but it almost looks like it says C-O-I-L-D. It probably does say cold orbit. I just misread it. And I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I might be dyslexic because I keep doing shit that people keep describing as dyslexic. Like, I know, like, this isn't like me trying to like pretend to be something I'm not, or like being like, oh man, I heard that people do this thing, and now suddenly I'm doing that. These are usually when I'm saying, hey, I think I might be this thing, it's because I'm like, wait a minute, I already felt those things. POV, I'm actually trying to drive like a normal person. Oh, guess what? Okay, I intended that to go badly, and I crashed also. There's pumpkins back there! Holy shit! See, they built that thing. That's fucking cool. Harvest your crops. Fertilize, harvest. 33. Ooh. 36. I'll do that one. Okay, then we go to lab, strains. Oh, sorry. Experimental strains. I don't want to fucking... hybridize it with something... Raindrop keep falling on my head. TBC and CBD, by increasing those, you do kind of increase how much you make, but yeah, they're going fucking melons back here. Can I shoot them? Holy shit, you can! Holy shit. This game has pumpkin destruction mechanics. Anyway, that was a fun little thing we just did. Let's go back to Anna. Hopefully nothing bad happened during the time it took for us to drive all the way down here to the bayous. So we took to drive all the way down to Laveau's headquarters, which
I just realized it's not in the Bayou, not in St. Clair Parish, and not in Delway Hollow. It's in a strange middle area that is technically not owned by either. That is not part of any area. Technically, it's not within the confines of New Bordeaux, but it's also not within the confines of St. Clair Parish. It is in a strange middle area. Anyway. Anyhow. Hopefully nothing bad happened to Anna or Father James in the time it took me to go drive all the way down here to Laveau's place so we can basically buy some weed so we can sell weed. But yeah, look at the money we've made. We went from being poor and broke as shit to having that much money. And we hadn't even got to the 3 richest districts, which are basically going to pay for themselves, essentially. Like I won't even need to dip into this money to pay for any upgrades that we unlock while we play the districts, you know? Because the game, it'll basically pay for itself. Like I said, we had basically get back 40. We get 4,400 for every single. We get 4,400 for every single from each kickback from each one, so times 3. About 13,000, not exact numbers, but still. Which I know isn't a lot, but then you also gotta remember the amount of money that we earn from, robbing the enemies. Especially these two districts, since they are the most, profitable districts. They're also the most dangerous, if you haven't noticed the number of cops that are driving around this district. And unlike a district like Frisco Fields or Southdown, which is a lot more open, French Ward is very dense. So those cops will be in your fucking neck, dude. Like, seriously. It also kind of makes sense, the cops. This is the richest place, but it also has an intersection between all the touristy stuff, people who have money, want to make money or such, and also illegal shit, like, as someone said, blowjobs and booze and shit. Blowjobs and booze. Anyway, hi Anna, how's things going?
Who did this?
How things are going?
Caught me from behind. Going over those photos. Something set her off. She's in the bathroom. Stay here. Anna! Let me in!
Go away.
Shit. What's going on, Anna?
There was a time when my mind wasn't so scrambled. A time when it didn't hurt so much.
The unsung Bonnie. That motherfucker at the opera house. They carry the blame for all this.
No, I pray to God every night to deliver me some kind of love, some kind of protection, hope. Bonnie made me believe that she could give that to me. But that was a lie. I was just a vessel for her. She's at the old sanitarium now.
Good timing.
I remember everything. How could I have forgotten it?
Hey, let me deal with Bonnie. And then me and Father James will help you through this. You're not alone.
I hate what they did. I hate what they put inside of me.
Give me the knife, Anna.
They can't control me. Not anymore.
Anna! Anna, no! No!
This is his best performance in the entire game, by the way.
They done broke her.
She was damn near broke before they got to her. They just finished the job.
I'll take care of her, son. Go.
That's a nice outfit to wear to a funeral, Lincoln.
The Lord keeps all who love him, but all the wicked he will destroy.
Damn right he will.
Now you see why I say that this DLC is important. Anyway, hold on, one more thing.
I'm gonna say a few words for her. You can join me if...
Yeah, sure.
Give Anna eternal rest, O Lord. May your light shine on her forever. Amen.
Amen.
Anna was alone. She felt abused in her life already, yet it was underneath. But after what the Ensanglate do to her, making her believe that they would care for her like that, and then ripping it away, breaking her mind, and raping her, that brought it to the surface. Made it a lot louder. That paired with the fact that they put something in her that she wanted gone, that she did not want. That was her only way out in her eyes. This is why I say this DLC is so important. Unlike the other DLCs, which, you know, range from pretty good fun, and I'm gonna need to buy some more. Which range from pretty good fun to jump the shark.
Just about out of everything.
Be out directly.
This DLC kind of gets to something emotional. It recreates the exact conditions that, similar conditions to what drove Lincoln to kill Sal Marcano, but instead for the DLC. It introduced us to characters that we'll only know for a short while, and then showed us them die tragically. And it showed us the exact terrible people who caused that to happen.
I'm out of here.
Father James brought us here because he thought it might give us closure. Might help persuade us from doing this. Yet all it's done is that it's essentially legitimized what he's feeling. Made him feel it all over again. But now involving other people. Most notably, someone who's innocent. Because even with everything, Sammy Robinson and Ellis Robinson were both criminals. One can make an argument about the life. You can't do that for Anna. She was an innocent person. A bystander.
I'm empty. Hit him with the fuck. Sacred shit. Lay down, cover fire. Stay behind me. Hold it.
We'll find more. Also, Gator. It's done exactly what it's needed to do. This gets to the emotional heart of Mafia 3. And that's why this and that's why this DLC is so important. Especially the post game of this DLC, which we haven't even gotten to yet. Also, welcome to an area that admittedly is pretty obvious. Like, this is a whole ass area. Also, shit, right, kickback. We'll collect it later. By the way, this is a car from the second game, by the way.
Welcome, dear friends. We are so pleased to have you with us. As you begin your transition to a new and better life, we want you to know that our only goal is for you to be the best you can be. And while to some our methods may be unconventional, they've been proven to yield results time and time again. Meanwhile, the outside world continues to spin downward into a pit of misery and despair. So no matter the trials and tribulations going on in your life, rest assured that you will discover a new way here at Sacrist Sanitarium. In fact, once you're inside, you may never want to leave.
See what I mean when I say emotional horror? Also, this is here if you want to drive back. If you ever decide to come up here and such. Also, this is a big reason why I chose this outfit.
Think this storm's gonna hit full force? Bonnie says it will. Bonnie says. And what about Anna? She's still out there.
The blessed belongs with us. She knows that. Don't worry.
Ah, shit. That's probably gonna...
May your line never cease.
So no one saw shit. Someone nah shit. Someone nah shit? Replacing the letters in the word. No one saw shit, it's the word. Bird is the word. If you want to sneak in there and not deal with them,
Not a penny to my name. Mom and Dad kicked me out, but she found me, lifted me up. Gotta be someone I can talk to. I'd be face down in the gutter, or worse, without body. That's all I was thinking.
looks like you ended up here just the same. That's the reason why most people join these cults. They have nothing to them. Offering people a place, feeling of belonging. That's all people usually want. That's why it always like makes me kind of angry when people just say these people who join cults, they're all idiots, because it's never like that when it first begins. They don't start with the murdering, the lies, and all that jazz. They start with brotherhood. A family that they may feel like they don't have. I mean, let me put it this way. If you've played Red Dead Redemption 2, and you felt all the way up to the very end, all the way up until Dutch, pulled out a gun or beyond. I mean, let's see, sided with Micah against John and Arthur, or to even beyond, that he was a good man. Guess what? You've been tricked. It's no different. Though then again, there's some depth to it. But hey,
I can make her happy again.
makes you wonder to what degree is real and what degree is fake. So
Make her love me like I love her.
equal rights, equal fights. Damn, she wants her bad. Sneak up here.
Guide us, Father. We give ourselves to you. All hail, hail Song Gone. All hail Father Blood. Come help me get this car! You ain't never had a girl like me.
Kind of bullshit if you ask me. But hey, whatever. If you hadn't healed, if you had healed up to now, you could yeah. It's actually pretty funny. If Lincoln had just brought her to a place of healing, she would have been, as Father James said, been brought to a sanatorium, just like this place.
You believe these stones part of a prophecy? What I believe, brother, is that the arrival all for the blessing. All for the blessing.
Like these guys, the reason they...
You're gonna hurt.
I'm a fucking idiot. Shit, I'm an idiot. A lot more of More of you than one person are down, by the way.
You got that.
By the way, that cow's a reused model from you know, from the butcher, right? Yeah. Didn't go as I wanted, but hey, it doesn't matter. Things are gonna get loud anyway. By the time we done, especially. We are doing way too good for this game. Seriously, they are handing us these heal packs, these health packs like fucking candy. Also, the lighting here. This is what I meant when I say the emotional horror, but also I didn't mention the atmospheric kind of horror, you know? The atmosphere is part of it, you know? A lot of this game already kind of gives me spooky vibes. Like, uncanny. And that's before this DLC.
Prophecy spoke of betrayals like this. You're even still here. Speaks to Bonnie's good grace.
I'm sorry.
I wonder what they did. I have no idea.
And we will correct you. Mold you into men worthy of being called ensanglante.
You're all murderers to me. I should have done it without that. I don't know what exactly they did. Though, isn't that the sign of the filth? So maybe they did something involving that. Oh shit, I forgot to do the thing. So, you see here, there's this door, which has this. Has a little lock. So you need to go and check, find this quote-unquote strange locking mechanism. So, you go this way.
We were born into. Through the filth, we are made whole. Through the filth, we are made whole. Through the filth, we are made whole. Through the filth, we are made whole.
Gonna need that then.
Get down low. Give us a kiss. Gotta reload.
The fuck? Well, I guess we'll find a chance to use it. Guess we'll actually get use for those, for all of these.
What do we have here? Taking us out.
Don't let him shoot at us.
Gotta reload.
He got another one.
Yes, I did.
Wasn't ready for.
Shit. That one tore through it. Yeah. Anyway. One disc. Ah! Put these sick fucks out of their misery.
Flowers that bloom. Hear the song of the blackbird as he calls for your doom. The stick of the ick is the blood in your veins, flowing out on the floor as he pecks your remains. Beg for peace, but there's none to claim, so your end is as slow as a summer night's rain.
This corpse has been here for a while. Sick fucks. Seriously, this game is handing out these like candy in this DLC, probably because they really do expect these guys to be top tier shit. Which, admittedly, they are, you know? I think there'll actually be more of them here. Like, they'll come out of the front. Checking. Okay, no. Shit, it's actually here. Alright, let's move on. We got the pieces. But yeah, the storm is gonna wash away everything here. Won't be none left of this place. But that's a good thing.
In the darkness, we are free.
Now, what you can just do is this. Oh, wait. See what I mean? So yeah, there's gonna be a lot more of this. What's this? Ever since Bonnie was a little girl, she was dreaming of honoring Harlow's name by birthing the Blessed. But her best effort, she realized the Father has chosen a different path for her. And as the last of the Harless bloodline, the only one who can carry the Blessed, Bonnie believes she's the answer, and so do I, all for the Blessed. Anyway, there's all this drug shit, so we're gonna see a lot of these vines growing. Also this. Oh, this is important. Braxton Hollis, Winifred Hollis, Charles Hollis, Haley Hollis, Annabelle Hollis, William Hollis, Atticus Hollis, Bo Hollis, probably the name of that one guy, Duke Hollis, Boone Hollis, Ida Hollis, Buford Hollis, Virginia Hollis, Bonnie Hollis, Anna. We do at least hear some of their names. Is that Bonnie?
You bring nothing but death with your mystic lady.
All the bodies are pulling you down. Death.
Stand up, Lincoln.
But remembering what you fight for, that's what will save you. Remember your humanity. You are more than death, Mr. Clay. Lincoln. Also, our eyes are white. Everyone here is this.
Who can strike us down? We are one. We are many. The blessed will come. And the one. For the blessed. We fight. 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 For the blessed. We fight.
They don't seem to really care about it.
For the blessed.
I don't like you.
Family knows what to do here. Got him over here.
Hey, look, she has a Kalashnikov.
Burn his ass.
Burn in the sacred fire.
Yeah. All that shit about blessed and fighting, and I've taken out a majority of you, and you don't even have a... You haven't even hit me. I mean, of this group here, I mean. Because you have hit me before. Is it all for naught?
Smoke him! Yeah! Seek him! Down and he's still standing!
He's gunning us down.
Give me some blood! Now's our Give us a kiss!
Not a single hit. Damn, we are good at this game. It's also that this rifle, this gun is really good. Seriously. It is stupidly good. Anyway, time for the type shit. Worse than dying. To Anna, that's what fulfilling their prophecy is. Because you aren't even human anymore. You are the bringer of the apocalypse.
Come get me, Mr. Clay! Why are you here? You can't stop the ensanglante!
You're gonna hurt.
The prophecy will be fulfilled!
It's very rainy up here.
You have no power over us! You will rot for this! Come get me, Mr. Clay! Die!
Without all those fancy drugs, she's just one person.
You done nothing.
crushed her own throat after she realized what you'd done to her.
She was chosen.
She was forced by you.
Now that's truly the best way of comeuppance. Because for people like Sal Marcano and her, it isn't death what punishes them. It's knowing that once they're gone, there will be nothing left of them. And that's what we have done here. Except just like him, it was of their own making.
It was Langdon's idea to lay Anna to rest with his family.
What was lost in life we gained in everlasting peace.
It can overwhelm you if you let it. It can suffocate you. Reduce you down to nothing. So the key is to just look for the light inside those around us, to grab hold of it. Even the slightest flicker can give us hope, a bit of peace. I think in Anna, Lincoln found that slight flicker. Problem was, he didn't understand the impact she had on him until she was gone. Diana's death was certainly tragic, but I know in death she found that peace that escaped her in life. Lincoln, on the other hand, I think what happened with Anna only reaffirmed what he already believed. Sometimes living can be worse than dying. Lincoln knew that better than anyone. Before I go, got another call from your Aunt Lily. Says she's coming back in on a bus. She'd appreciate her nephew picking her up.
Be good to see you again. Thanks for letting me know, Father.
As I said, death was not what scared Bonnie, and it's not what scares Sal.
How about sending some new wheels to Delray Hollow?
Just gonna take a squirt.
It's the thought of knowing that once you're gone, there will be nothing left of you. No one left behind. Just nothing. Oblivion. And nothing more. My head hurts a little tonight, but we're gonna keep playing. We got our first ding to the shit from our shit driving. Yeah, that was expected. Oh shit, hold on, wait, we gotta do business first anyway, hold on. You know, those, playing that DLC, that last little mission, made me realize that these tag vests mean nothing.
They disappear really quickly. And they don't regenerate. They cost way too much to just buy willy-nilly. But if the game hands you one, there's no sense in saying no, I guess.
Take a look around. Current crop's growing as fast as it can.
See that? Even when it's, yeah. When it has low desire. It still appeals. Also, now we have a pine flavor. Bouncing between flavors that all share a similar flavor profile are a good way to, yeah. As we increase everything, it continues to become more and more profitable. It takes 18 hours to grow this new batch. And when you can remember the fact that we only have to wait for half of that, it only takes 9 in-game hours. Which, if we do a little bit of looking up, how long is 1 in-game hour in Mafia 3? 2.5 minutes. So, if you just simply take that 2.5 minutes and then multiply it by 9, you get 22.5 minutes. Yeah. Apparently. I mean, hold on, let me think. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. 2.5 minutes times 10, that would be 25. But you remove 2.5 from that. 22.5,
Need someone to get this cash out in the bayou.
Sure thing, Cher. Heading your way now.
Wonder, understand.
Young lady, all I say is me. Call me if you need me.
By my side.
Follow the sunrise. Ooh. Get your, gotta, get your, gotta, get your, gotta. Hey, hey. If I were to choose where Mafia 4 is set, and I've had this idea for a while now, since like the release of Mafia DE. I'd choose somewhere like Los Angeles or Las Vegas. Especially Las Vegas, like imagine a 70s, 80s Las Vegas, which, you know, has a history of organized crime. Hell, you could even get hell, depending on cultural context, which I'm not an expert in, you could even get a Native American tribe who is into gaming, into it. You know?
Thank you, God.
You can, you know, put them in the game, you know?
Good and Lil.
I mean, in the same way that
See
you
you
got the
again.
Haitians, the
But I'm
Irish
about
here
ready
too.
to get off my feet. Where's your car?
I think Chewy Jax responds depending on what car you bring, but hey. Like, if you bring the spooky
Take me to Sammy's.
You sure?
Sacrista
I'm sure.
car,
Father James
she'll be
told me
like,
about
this is
your
an
friend,
interesting car.
Ann.
Anna. She, passed away. Where'd you end up going?
Patch of land where Sammy and me grew up.
Y'all lived on a farm. Sharecroppers, right?
Till our dad got hurt, couldn't work no more. Sammy bought the land a few years back. Lincoln, never underestimate the value of a black man owning what's his.
It's not all sappy here. Because we get something that truly gets into the
Father
emotional
James asked me to stay
characteristics
away.
of...
After he told me you were going after the men who did it. Going at Marcano.
Working on it.
Yeah. By the way, if you don't understand what a sharecropper is, and just think that's basically just a farmer, imagine indentured servants. Just one level above slaves.
Oh no. What did they do to this place?
A lot.
Best to go in through the garage.
It was both burnt down, as you've heard, and a bunch of weird cultists took this place up as a residence.
See the damage then.
Yeah, it definitely, a lot of shit happened while you were gone, Aunt Lily.
Didn't leave much to work with. But the structure's more or less intact.
Surprising.
Got the interior.
You want to reopen some...
Buildings really were built
I want
differently
you to do
back
it.
in the day, am I
I'll
right?
just help you get the place back into shape. Maybe some improvements here and there too.
What do I know about running a bar, Aunt Lil?
It's important enough for you to figure it out. People in the holler need to see black folks owning their own, just like Sammy did. Look, if you want, just get me the cash I need to start repairs. It's in rough shape, but I've handled worse. Should have seen Pearl as in the early
There's a
days.
glitch that if you were to have completed this quest line and then restarted the game, like started a whole new campaign, her model would be glitched such that she'd be up there and you can't talk to her. And the only way to fix it would be if you were to... fuck it, whatever.
Just let me know when you want to kick off the renovations around here.
It all starts with a simple $20,000 investment. And what does it do? We finish the first floor. You'll see.
Damn.
Just like before, kind of.
How did you...
Spent a lot of years helping Sammy make this place what it was. Just came natural putting it back together.
Might be good to fix up the back. Get a pool table in there, like Sammy always wanted. We could do a lot here.
And as you can see, you've basically redone Sammy's, aside from the mural. The mural's gone. Wasn't part of the basic price. Yeah, and the paint's somewhat shoddy here and there. Not the interior. No. The outside, I mean, some of the paint doesn't go all the way up.
Got plenty of options for
But we
what
have
you
more
next.
plans.
Money's the only limit.
For a $35,000 asking price, you can completely redo this shit.
Gonna be some big changes around here.
Make it even fancier. There we go. That's much closer to what Sammy's was like. A lot better. Yeah. Now this feels like Sammy's. And the basement too, it's been made much better. And the front is top notch. Hell, that's better than how it was before too. So yeah, in some ways.
So, what's next, honey?
For a simple $5,000 price,
Sammy looks real
which
good
is
up there, baby.
a lot for painting, but hey. New fixtures and lighting for the bar, plus offering customers a better drink selection. Yeah, why give your... Yeah, like, this is all pretty good here, but why not give them more?
You really putting your mark on this place, Lincoln.
Fuck it. Redo the fixtures in the bar area. Taking Sammy high class, baby.
Place is looking good.
High class drinking environment.
Damn, man, Lil, you starting to make Sammy's look like something.
Boy, this is all you. You putting your mark on.
But obviously, the Dixie Mafia, who are still pissed about losing the Hollow, ain't happy to see that this new play is coming up.
Any of you coons hold up in there better come out right now. Y'all hear me? We aim to burn this shithole to the ground.
Dixie, mother. Aunt Lil, I need you to get these people downstairs. I'll slip out through the garage and deal with this.
You should really get armed guys back here. Like, seriously, Cassandra, now that you're technically running the Hollow, you should be the one with, yeah. Good. Makes this much easier. Jesus. Look at his face.
And it's your ass.
Yeah. Whatever you say, big man.
I'm surprised Lincoln let this guy live.
Night, motherfucker.
Maybe he let him live because he's like, you're their leader. So I'm going to let you live with the understanding that if you ever come back, you're dead. So more of them won't come back like, they killed Bobby. We're gonna need to kill all of them now. I know some guys from the Southern Union. They can come down here and deal with them.
Dixie boys shouldn't be a problem anymore.
Honey, as long as you're black, angry white boys will always be a problem.
Yeah, but hopefully you spooked him wrong. Hopefully you spooked him gone.
Let me know what you want to work on next.
Let's talk music. First off, bang.
Guess that now we got a juke. I should give one of them rock records a try.
But yeah. Let's get some actual shit back here.
Maybe.
Actually, you know what?
Fish fry now and then.
Fool on.
Smart. Give folks some good food with their liquor, and they'll stay all night.
Actual bed now.
Well, at least you ain't sleeping.
Hold on.
Yeah, just to make sure that the music doesn't completely, yeah. Because I think this is copyright shit. This place needs some help staff. Get them some good shit. Something happening. And he ain't lying. His car is technically really should belong in the sports car category since it drives more like a muscle car than any of those fancy dancy cars we see. Fancy dancy European cars we see. Or honestly, this shouldn't even be in that category since this is whatever. This game's a selection of what is and isn't what is and is not a sports car. An exotic car is really stupid. Like, they really should have just been like muscle car. They really should have just been like they normally are, except instead of sports car, it's muscle car, and instead of exotic car, it's sports car. Since that really is what it is. Oh, and then like put the dudes ride into the muscle car selection along with what's her nuts car with not Regine. With that sick as shit ride you got from Roxy. Yeah, Roxy's wheels. Also, like, then again, technically a lot of muscle cars are sports cars. Technically. But people will know the difference when you talk about it, because usually when you think muscle car, you think this expert piece of machinery with a good body kit, a really good engine, and a sophisticated turning ability that can take these corners sophisticatedly. Whereas a muscle car is really just a metric fuck ton of acceleration with a bare bones ass turning system. You'd be much better at like doing a goddamn drift than actually trying to make the turn. But hey, it's good that you have really good acceleration. Otherwise those turns would be murder. There's a reason why a lot of people use those cars to do drag races, because it's all about going really fast in a straight line, and not popping your engine. There's a lot of fancy cars here. This is the one. This is a 4T bucket. It's a fucking 4T bucket. Seriously. I guess I like Ford cars.
Wheels, man. She just for show?
She for show?
Son, I'll race you for pinks right now.
That voice does not sound like it belongs to that place. By the way, you're able to slow down in this one. Let's see if we can keep up with him. Well, we're using a DLC ride, so he might be able to. Okay, yeah, no. So yeah, this guy is definitely faster. There's only one car that can probably reach similar speeds. That can hit similar top speeds. And that's the Griffin Marauder. we clipped that shit. Let's see if we can do as he said, you know? See? Even without the shit, we took that. Yeah, the races are much harder when you're, you know... when you don't have the ability to slow down time and basically fix your turn as much as you need. Like, you actually need to be somewhat skilled and not just, Oh shit, I just realized this music's been on. But yeah, take those turns because this guy's really fast, but as he said, bad on the turns. This race actually has the slowdown ability, so you can really try to just bullshit it. Unlike the actual races in the game, which don't. I won, right?
Holy shit, man.
If you lost, yes, you would drive off with your car. But then it would restart and you'd have your car back.
Talk to Miss Lily when you're ready to bring me on.
Anyway, as a reward, he's like... he decides to give you the car. So guess what, buddy? This thing's all yours. Which is... that is some crazy shit. By the way, don't trust that shit. It's at max earn. You are not getting more from it. You are not getting more money from it. But yeah, this thing really does have some devilish turning. And with a little bit of modification, and with some vehicle upgrades that you get, its turning isn't actually as bad. Though it does have a problem with it, with the fact that its wheels are out for everyone to see, which may fuck things up a little bit. Not necessarily the most durable ride, I'll tell you that. If this game was more realistic with its driving mechanics, it would be able to take a lot of damage, but you'd be taking more damage since it's made of hard metal, but instead of a more plastic frame. Then again, cars in this time still were metal. That is true. Anyway, you want to go for some crazy shit? Which is the coolest looking one to you? What does Supercharger do? Nothing, it's just for looks. There's a lot of shit you haven't earned yet. Fuck it, make the acceleration even crazier. You don't have any of this yet because you need to earn it. Colors, though, have a lot of choices, even pink. Yeah, he probably wouldn't have liked that. But I want to do it, but we're not gonna. I'm gonna give it a nice burgundy since I'm partial to that color now. You know, I've done some discovering, and you know what? I think I like burgundy. As far as other colors, ooh, that's good. Fuck. There's also this, which is basically the ultimate reward. You may ask, why the fuck is that the ultimate reward? Eh. You'll figure it out. For some reason, the things are loading in like in a poor way. It's weird. Anyway, I know I'm taking a lot of money that I could be using for something else here, but hey. Rugged off-road doesn't make it harder to drive on road, so don't worry about it. New Bordeaux. Play. One of my favorite ones here is this. Rougarou. All this for an affordable amount. I don't know if you heard all that because of the fact that that was playing a granted very low quality lo-fi version of a song that is, you know, just like most songs in this game, copyright to shit and back. Okay, I think it does make it less slidey, but the rugged off-wheel tires. But honestly, in my experience, that might be a good thing since if they slide out, you can easily lose control. But with the rugged off-wheel tires, you have way more control. It just that means that you gotta commit more to the turn, you know? Like, let's do like an example. See that? Thing stopped when we did that, you know, yeah. People ain't gonna like the fact that I just parked that thing in the middle of the road. Actually, did I ever take this thing off of, muting? Well, I'm gonna have to remute it now. At least until we get little Ernie on board, but yeah, anyway. There he is, serving at the bar. And as a reward... Actually, I think you could already do this. You can drink. I really wish you could choose what to drink. Like, you could, like, drink some nice bourbon. And you just sit here. The game gets a little dizzy. But it doesn't really matter. No music playing, surprisingly. Like, seriously. Maybe they knew that I was... yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna turn on the music again. Since it doesn't have any of the copyright music. Oh. Oh, yeah, bartender. Oh, wait, no, he wasn't here yet. Whatever.
That's gonna bring the whole place together.
We still got weed viewing. Guess who's back? Oscar.
Style, boy. I like it.
Well, the state you left La Nuit Blanche, I was in need of new employment. Honestly, thanks for giving this broke-down vet a chance.
Shit, we don't look out for each other. Who will?
That ain't the truth, brother. Yeah. Brother.
You got me about running out of ideas.
Got a few more, though, in that noggin of yours. First off, get this man some threads. That old outfit worked pretty well for La Nuit Blanche. This is the one that Sammy had.
You might be too young
but
to
you know what?
When Sammy had that mural put up, he was so proud.
This one updated for all these people.
Remember Sammy, all he did.
Anyway, this I believe is the Seminole mission. Does Seminole refer to the tribe? Anyway.
We've been talking about his band
of this shit, anyway.
Nobody's seen him for 2 days. Word is he likes to smoke a little grass out in the bayou with some white boys. What I hear, one of them is the Dixie boy you scared off.
Shit. Probably laid hands on little Ernie. Dixie's always trying to send a message. I'll head down to their spot, see if I can catch sight of Lil Ernie.
Probably figuring out a good way for them to.
Go see to him, would you?
They're probably trying to figure out a way that they can grill up Lil Ernie on a. Man, if I were a culinary major, I would have known that shit. Fuck it. They would have. They're probably finding out, thinking about ways that they can grill up Lil Ernie on a Hawaiian bun, while sending the biggest message they can, while also avoiding as much danger to themselves. Because, I mean, you scared that white boy pretty damn well. Made that man shit himself so bad that, actually, you know what? I'm not going to tell the rest of that joke because I just realized that's kind of racist. Okay, you know, I got a better ending for that joke. You scared the shit out of that man so bad that his ass, for once in his life, was dealing out more shit than his mouth. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Than his mouth. That joke. It definitely is a good lesson, good skill to learn to basically think, to realize, hey, does that thing I'm about to say sound racist? It probably is. Before you say it, you know? Because it's one thing, because, you know, it doesn't really do you much good when you've already said something that sounds racist. Or is racist. After you've already said it. Also, this is the place where the game started. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Damn, they really don't give a fuck about South Downs. Not even like it's the black district. Though there is a large amount of black people who live in the South Downs. Yeah. I think it's because of the sheer fact that this is a city. So there's going to be an ability for minorities to come into the bigger parts of the city. It's just that it's not necessarily where they live. Mickey's the name of that white guy.
Got no business here.
Man, whatever. Really, they already knows we here. You know, it reminds me of that gunfight from RDR2 where you're in this beat up house and shit.
I'll leave you boys the scraps. Ducking down.
Of yourself you're talking about? Because you ain't getting no scraps of this. You either eat me whole, or you don't eat me at all. I'm not the kind of fella that gets chewed up. I'm a hard pill for you to swallow, you understand? Oh, hey, look, there's little Mickey. Not Mickey, little Mickey. Mickey, not little, he's not little. Anyway, remember what I told you, Lil Ernie? I mean, Lil Mickey. Fuck!
Listen when I told you not to fuck with me.
I keep mixing up their names.
Fucking much.
That's actually a line he'd tell those guys he's interrogating if he chose to kill him, which I've done so little of that you probably wouldn't even know. Huh. Dougie. You know, you really see a very small amount. You actually really don't see any dogs in this game, which is some. You know? Pick a dog. Pick a dog. Wait, no, it's not pick a dog. Race a dog. Chase a dog. Anyway. Alright. Fuck, keep going. Yeah, I bet that bet the weed farm is probably ready for me to come by and make some more money. It's thereabout.
Brother, you gotta cut me loose.
I assume you're talking about the sort of way that I'm freeing you rather than cutting you loose. You've got
Shit,
my
you
drift.
Sammy's boy.
Hey, little Ernie. All right.
Nothing a shot of whiskey won't fix. Tell you what, those Dixie boys had it out for your ass.
Yeah, I got that impression.
But I told myself, little Ernie, Sammy Robinson's boy won't let you down.
It's not.
Ain't let you down.
You're gonna be all right getting home.
Yeah. And hit me and the boys up whenever you want us to play at Sammy's.
Yeah. And stop smoking out in the bayou with white boys. I mean, being a black man in 1968 South around a bunch of inebriated white boys is already something that probably is threatening to your life. Yeah. It's both of us. Yeah, man. And then why roll? Yeah, you know, you know. Wow, 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 meow, meow, do. How do, do, oh, boom, boom, doom, boom, down, 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 ah, ah, da, da, do, 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 ah, da, da. I'm doing the best I can without remembering the lyrics well. Read a draft. Yeah. Fuck. I realized that when I was turning around like that, the best thing I could do, handlebar left. Because since we're going backwards, it would make us go right. It would also kind of fuck with what they're trying to do, you know? Anyway, back to what we was doing. Back to what Weez was doing. What's his Weez was this doing? Doing it. Where do I go? Sorry, I was thinking about something on my own. Anyway, but yeah. But yeah, instead of doing that in Bayou where with the main kind of white boy you're gonna see are Dixie Mafia or such. Yeah, even worse for your health. Yeah. Some people really be going for some real long length with some weed. Which is why it's so important what Cassandra and the Haitian Mafia are doing. They're offering weed out in a way that will make it much safer for people to enjoy and us, by the way, and us too, to enjoy the flavor of the reefer without worry about your situation.
Make yourself at home, Staff Sergeant.
At least until the 80s, and suddenly everybody's on a damn moral and Christian crusade to go after weed. Let's go around in circles until it does it. Alexa, what's 2% of 22.2 minutes.
2% of 22.2 minutes is about 0.49 minutes, which is roughly 26.6 seconds.
See what I mean? Well, to be fair, we need to wait a little bit longer, so it gets to 51%. I'm gonna start shooting your fucking pumpkin. Laveau, your pumpkins are empty. This thing is fast even when you're going in reverse. Just think about that. Never. Fortunately, I don't smoke. Actually, that might be a fortunately. Anyway, this shit's even better than the last shit we made. Which is exactly why we're hybridizing it one more time. Hit me, baby, one more time. Actually, we could. Lune Yuri. Fuck it. Sunshine freak out. Baby Haze in my crib. Get it? Because Baby Haze. Yeah, fuck it. Pine, fruity. Also pine. Mr. Green Thumb. Mr. Green Thumb. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Green Thumb, Erado. Mr. Green, I need you right here. You just remember Eunice. Just remember Eunice. Mr. Blues. God, please tell us why. This is one that's not in the game. I just like doing it. Also, 18 hours. Wait, that's the same as before. Really? Wait, that's the same as before. Big Mama. Hey, hey, Big Mama. You make me lose self-control. Probably butchered that song because I don't got. Oh, maybe I do got the back for it. I don't know. Fuck it. Some of this really does just turn into me just singing songs I like. Just like karaokeing the shit out of karaokeing the shit out of the songs I like. Karaoke, I'm pretty sure is the actual pronunciation for karaoke.
About to reach the end of what we can do to this place.
There we go. Now we don't gotta worry about copyright music in my bar. Okay, get ready for more. Like way more. Boom.
Glad to have the upstairs livable again.
Step 1. Basic level. Didn't mean to do that. Basic level game room, you know. Pool table. Pulp. You know. So on, even got that little thing there.
I would have whooped your butt at pool.
Yeah. You might still be able to. And guess what? Even better now. Better everything. Better pool table, better poker table, better bar, better everything, better patio too. Seriously, this place is like deluxe.
That room looking like something out of Frisco Fields. Folks gonna like it.
Exactly. Make this shit some peak shit. And finally, something nice for Aunt Lily.
Nice to have an office up there. Place to get some work done.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you're not going to be using it long because we're right at the end of all upgrades.
Office looks good. Fine place to kick my feet up. Hey, so it occurs to me we need to show off all our work. I know we're open, but I mean really opening the doors wide for the Hollow. Let them see it as your place.
I agree. Look, I'm proud of what we did here. Let's have a big opening night.
All right. Why don't you go get dressed and come and talk to me when you want to get the party started.
If you weren't already wearing this outfit, they would make you wear it. Seriously, you know? Good shit, Mr. Clay. Bosami.
Most of y'all know me. If you don't, I'm Lincoln Clay, and I pay the bills around here. The real person you want to thank for all this is Lily Robinson. Hey, Lily, come on up.
My brother, Sammy was a complicated man. He sure wasn't perfect, but he did something rare. Sammy carved out a piece of this city for himself. It was a piece of New Bordeaux where a black man was in charge. We're reopening Sammy's to keep black-owned businesses in the Hollow, hiring folks from the Hollow, serving folks in the Hollow. This city can turn on us or just forget about us, but we aim to have our piece of it for now and for the future. Thank you.
What's left to say? I don't make a lot of speeches, and I bet y'all want to get back to drinking. Sammy would be glad to have you all here tonight. So let's raise a glass to him and to those we lost. For Sammy!
For Sammy!
Not what I wanted to look at. Oopsie daisy. Your thing got moved over here, by the way. By the way, as reward for all your hard work, you get new digs. The garage is still pretty shit. But yeah. I think this DLC did a lot for the story. It went into the emotional heart of Lincoln as a character and what he's trying to do here. And the pause is one thing. Sometimes living is worse than dying. But but it's like Father James said, if all you look for is the bad. Doing this sometimes it makes you wonder. Sometimes it shows you that sometimes living is worth it. Living is worth being worse off than dying. And I think this is a pretty good, fine place to end the stream. Actually, also, did you just see that? Well, let's see if we can do that again. Nice. Anyway. Nice shit. Anyway, but yeah, you get the idea. I think that's a pretty good place to end off the stream. I'm sorry, everyone, but you probably wanted me to do South Downs. Yeah, I did too. Unfortunately, that didn't end up happening. I completely forgot that I was still playing the DLC, so yeah. It feels nice to play a game that's very peaceful and easy to play for me. After playing a game like RDR2, which ironically I feel so stressed out trying to do the different things. Probably a me problem. One could just enjoy all the shit that that RDR2 3 fuck RDR2 has to offer. Anyway, everyone, I hope you had a good time. See you around again. I'll probably play through South Downs tomorrow. Toodles!